Okay, uh, to start off this tutorial, um, whenever you go into Nintendo, because that's what you're going to want to be practicing on. If you have an older version, this won't be a problem, but go into the settings by pressing B and turn on unlock read speed. This will make the loading times faster. If you have an older version of Dolphin, it's already unlocked and you can't turn it off. So this will just make practicing more efficient. Also, I was going to make a video just recording it, but OBS was being confusing, so I'm just going to stream it and upload it from there. Okay, and so if it's your first time using the menu mod, you're going to press up 4 times on the D-pad, and then you can access the mod. So we're going to reset the layers for Grand Abyss to first try. So, when you're doing Grand Abyss, if you fail it, or after each attempt, you're going to press up on the D-pad 4 times, go to layers, and then go down to first pass, press it, and then reload the area. And then that will reset the robots, and layers is right there. And that'll reset everything how it was. Okay, so the first major part, I guess, of this trick is the setup, getting yourself into a favorable position on there. And by doing that, what I like to do is I like to favor speed over precision. The faster you get set up on there and turned around to lock on to the maintenance unit that comes out of that way, the better, in my opinion. Whenever I first was doing this, I would do an elaborate setup where I would get all the way on the corner perfectly just to try to get a floaty dash because I thought that was required. However, it is not, and since learning this new technique, or the method that you should know, or that I should have known, I haven't gotten floaty dash since, and I'm significantly more consistent. So, for setup, you're just coming through. You want to just slightly aim down into the corner. Get a ghetto. And whenever you jump, get your ghetto jump right up against the wall. And once you see that the corner is pretty close to you, just tap left. And then from there, you just quickly look up and lock on. Just like that. Now for the dash itself, this is the part that everybody gets wrong. It took me 2 weeks of trying out different things and practicing, and it happened on stream, just randomly. I just theorized, wait, I guess I'm not bending hard enough, so whenever I used to do it, whenever I bent the control, or whenever I bent the dash, I was holding up and left instead of fully up to bend the dash, and you get the most bend for your dash if you just hold straight up. So what you want to do is once you get up here and lock on, it's a normal scan dash. I also need to point out that the sooner you press L before reaching your, is it your vertical speed? Like the peak of your vertical speed from your dash. As long as you press R before that, you should have enough height. But the trick to getting this dash right and consistently is to absolutely press R sooner than later. The later you press R, if you press R just like any point past the vertical or the dash speed peak, you will just sink into the abyss. You just go straight down. So you absolutely cannot be slow when it comes to pressing R. And what makes this trick so hard isn't the fact that necessarily you have to press R fast, but the fact that you have to bend it fast in order to be able to press R sooner. And that's what a lot of people just don't understand about this trick. So layers, first pass, reload. So if you were looking at the hand cam, which I recommend if you weren't to go back and look again and just exclusively watch the hand cam while I do it these couple times. Make sure you press B to get the dash, by the way. That's also an important step. Okay. So you see, like I would say I have, if I'm focused and I'm trying, I have 70 to 80% consistency with this trick. And it's only because I've got the muscle memory down of the bend. So I'm gonna break it down as slowly as I can. It's kind of complicated, but oh, and there's another thing, the A press to drop the visor, but I'll get onto that in a second. So the exact inputs you're gonna do. Actually, let me explain dash mechanics in general. Okay, so you're holding L, right? You're locked onto something. You're locked onto something in echoes, like, okay, so you're holding L. If I was to hold R, I'm just locked in my vertical speed, or like if I'm to jump, I'm locked in the speed. Once I press R, that speed is locked, and how far I'll go is locked. I can't do anything to influence it. Once you've pressed R, you are locked and can't change anything until you let go of R again. So that's how dashing works in this game, essentially. So, and so the dash, the B press, you hold left and just tap B. You don't want to hold on to B too long, because if you just hold on to B too long, you won't get the dash. You'll just jump to the left. To initiate the actual dash, it's letting go of B. Letting go of B actually makes you dash, not pressing B. So you hold left and B, or you hold left and you tap B, release B to get the dash. As soon as you release B, you're going to bend it up as fast as you can. It's going to look like so fast. And if you can't get it that fast, then you're not going to have enough time to press R before reaching your maximum dash speed. Edzen worded it very well. Okay, you get more height from a dash if you press R just before hitting your vertical speed cap. Anything after hitting the vertical speed cap is less height. Anything before is more height. Okay. So, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So, the direct inputs altogether is going to be B, release B, while holding L, so you're locked on. So B, release B, as fast as you can. It's just like a quick dash. As soon as you release B, up and bend. Up and bend. And once you're bent, like pretty much as soon as you're all the way up, you just press R. And you should, like, obviously it's going to take you practice to get used to that muscle memory, but it should work efficiently at least a couple of times if you're fast enough. It's all about how fast you can bend fully upwards. That is the key to this trick. Bending as fast as you can immediately after the dash, and then pressing R to lock that momentum. Just like that. Now, is there anything else that I feel like I should need to go over? I guess I can show you what it looks like, or how to diagnose your problems, essentially, what you may be doing wrong. So I'm going to intentionally mess it up here. Guess I need to make it look more realistic than waiting for the... Oh yeah, that's another thing. Okay, so the unit, when to actually perform the dash. So you lock on basically as soon as you can, alright? So you could see about, in my opinion, the earlier the better. So about right there is where I dash, if you can see where the unit is, and relative to the peak of that spire. So right there, and relative to this peak is what we're looking at. So when it's about right there is when I dash. So the earlier you dash, the longer you wait, the further up the echo bot rises. And I can demonstrate that, even though you may or may not already know that once you exit, like right past this line, the maintenance unit begins rising. And of course that's not helpful for us, so dashing earlier is typically the better option here. So let me just mess this up. So if no, it's just I just waited too long. I couldn't really give a good example of what messing up would look like. So if this happens and you are too far to the left, that's because you didn't bend hard enough or fast enough. If you end up over there and not in line with the maintenance unit, it's simply because you just didn't bend hard enough. Or you pressed R too early before you could finish your bend. Like if you bend, or if you press R like up in the corner before you can get all the way to the top, then it's you're just going to be pressing R too early and cutting off your bend. I guess I can show what happens if you press R too late. If you press R too late, you just lose height like that. So essentially those are going to be the only things. Like if you're too low, but you're in line with the maintenance unit, then you're pressing R too late. And if you're high enough to get on the maintenance unit, but you're too far to the left of the maintenance unit, then either A, you're pressing R too early, or B, you're not bending fast enough. Those are basically the three main things that influence whether or not you will get the dash. I think that's it. Yeah. That's my Grand Abyss tutorial.